Hold on for what? It has to load? Among some of my most played games are the usual suspects that you see when it comes to discussing games that are major time dumps. I have my most played game with League of Legends clocking at around 2,500 plus hours, TF2 at around 1,200 hours, and Overwatch sitting at about around 700, which explains why I hate that game so much. You know, the big games that a lot of people spend a lot of time playing. But just below those at around 250 hours is Burnout Paradise. A bit of an odd duck there, wouldn't you say? These others are massively popular multiplayer games, and amongst my most played is just a simple racing game? How did I put so much time into just this one game? Is it just because it's that expansive and never ending in its gameplay? I mean, I guess it could be, but I'm just gonna let the clip play, okay? This is what I spend most of my time doing in Burnout Paradise. If we're just talking about the normal objectives and tasks in the game, then we're looking at about around 50 hours of gameplay. You know, collecting cars, beating races, finding and smashing all of the goddamn signs and billboards, which is extremely tedious, but hey, I did it anyway. But an additional 200 hours coming from just spending my days on the airfield. This is what I did. I would spend entire days just doing laps on the airfield trying to land sick flat spins. No barrel rolls, no drifts, no air times, only flat spins. Call me Bagle Kong Flat Spinners XXX720 Esposito. Me and my friend would go online and spend just hours trying to top each other's flat spin records, trying to nip the edge of this ramp just so that we can get a couple more degrees in. A stupid and pointless endeavor some may feel, but to me it's just so satisfying to get those high numbers. Why would I spend my time doing what is a relatively pointless activity rather than engaging with the more typical fun stuff? Like smashing cars, speeding down the highway, and doing insane 107 car pileups. I feel interrogating why you like the small joys in most games to be kind of difficult. It's not pointless to try to do so, but sometimes it can be unnecessary. If you enjoy it, then you enjoy it. Many people would consider this to not really be playing the game anymore, that this is just wasting time and isn't engaging with the game's content. It all goes back to the age-old question, can you play a game wrong? Ooh. Many people have thrown in their thoughts onto the topic, and it's been interesting to see it debated and all, but those people's opinions are wrong and mine is right, and here's why. Is there a way to play a game wrong? It feels stupid to say this, but if you're having fun with the game, then you're playing it right. It's stupid to even ask this question. If you're enjoying your time with the game and you're having fun and you're playing it right. Whether you're speedrunning it, cheating with hacks, using it as a dinner plate, as long as it's fun, yes, you are playing the game right. It's ridiculous that this is even a question. If someone says I'm playing Burnout wrong, then they're wrong. This is fun to me, and I want to keep doing it. Finding weirdly little simple joys in a game happens to me a lot. I always find some way to play the game in a way that most would find to be pointless. I've looked at the game and I've decided that this is what I want to do with my time. I want to spend my days ramming my car into the side of this ramp to do flat spins because, hey, why not? It's fun. I'm enjoying the game's content. I've played this far more than freaking Titanfall 2 and all I'm doing is running into walls. Admittedly, you do that in Titanfall 2 as well, but you get my metaphor. But this is how I want to spend my time. My time of Ocarina of Time. That's terrible. That's a terrible What? That's the worst. Why did I write that? I wrote that down in my notes. What? In Ocarina of Time, me and my friend always play this dumb game of hide and seek. Oh, I should specify, in Team Fortress 2, the Ocarina of Time map, me and my friend would always play hide and seek. We always join on this one server so my friend Toxic can show me all of the new cosmetics and crap he's traded from the market. It's like a tradition. We both show off the new we got and we reconvene at this place. But at some point, I'm never sure why or when it happens, but one of us will run out of the Temple of Time and then sprint into the castle town and silently and quietly. Once we realize that nothing more is to be shown to the other person, it just slowly changes. The hunt has begun. No! You freaking moonwalked away on the wall.
I'm at the Temple of Time, and you'll never find me.
Oh God!
Well, hello there.
The perfect timing of you turning around.
I saw your head.
Dang it. I don't know what this is. I don't know what we're doing. I don't even know when this started, but it happens every time. Admittedly, joining an empty server and messing around on it isn't really anything new. Jump maps and MGE servers have been doing that for a long time. Those kinds of servers have practical application though. They give you skills that can be applied to the rest of the game, but there is no application to grappling onto a roof as a heavy and waiting for some other idiot to come and find you. It's a waste of time. I'm playing the game wrong, but I'm not. I'm just playing a different game. I've made my own fun. I've done variations of these things in games, seeing how far you can launch yourself on a tree in Breath of the Wild, trying to make that Hyrule stage jump in Smash Brothers with all the different characters. It's like, oh, could I do it as Ness? Oh, I can't do it as Ness because I suck. Also in Kingdom Hearts 2, I've always tried to see how many 360 spins on the skateboard I can do in Twilight Town before I hit the bottom. I just want to squeeze in as many as I possibly can, just to get from the top of the hill and jump up as high as I can and just see how long I can stay in the air. I've done this for way longer than I'm comfortable to admit. This probably wasn't what the developers intended for me to do when I played their game, but I'm making my own fun over here. So as long as I'm enjoying it, who's to say that I'm playing the game wrong? I'm sure we all have our own little hobbies inside of our video games. My friend Toxic likes the shiny hunt. It's pointless and tedious, and I chide him for doing it all the time, but as long as he's having fun, then who am I to say? From the outside looking in, it just looks like some weird, why? Would you do that? Why would you do that? But then I'm over here, freaking in Kingdom Hearts 2, just trying to spin down this hill and trying not to touch the ground, and like I could be fighting. I haven't beat the Lingering Will to this day, and yet I still spend like an hour and a half trying to get my flat spins, like there's flat spins in Burnout and there's flat spins in Kingdom Hearts. Like, I'm going off the rails with the flat spins here. It is very satisfying to see that video games are kind of starting to support this kind of thing. Thanks to the rise of servers and different types of custom game lobbies, you can now make a game inside of a game for anything. I'll give some praise to Overwatch with its custom game lobbies, how they were able to just let you have full control over all the characters and all the stats and variables, and people have made some crazy game modes. I've spent several hours of my life launching off of surfaces as Hanzo. I'm still not freaking Diamond, but I can freaking launch off this cliff as Hanzo. I do feel it's important to try to have that separation, that sort of removal between the main game and everything else you do. Everyone likes to try to pretend that whatever you're doing that isn't attached to the main game or isn't attached to some plot line or side quest or boss fight or something, if you're not participating in that, then you're wasting your time. But I don't agree with that sentiment at all. As a person who's spent so many hours doing flat spins or find some dude on the map invisible, why would we would play spies and try to bump into each other in the Hyrule field? Why would we do that? I wanted to specify simple little tiny weird niche things I like to do in my video games, but in reality, if you like to cheat and hack and mod a game and turn it into an unbearable nightmare, if you find that enjoyable, then that's your game. If you like sitting on your couch and turning your 3DS on over and over and over and over again, hoping to get your starter a shiny, then that's what you want to do. That's great. I mean, I'm glad that you've made that a hobby, but you really should stop at this point, Toxic. What weird little games inside of the games have you guys made? Scraping out fun from places they probably didn't intend for you to do so. Whatever it is, I may find it weird and off-putting and strange, but as long as you are having fun while playing, that's all that matters. Unless you're playing Overwatch, then you're playing the game wrong.
Chase, I'm so glad you and me could be together on this. Oh my effing god.